I was thinking this morning about what does not kill you sets you free. I'm sure you've read or seen accounts of people who've had near-death experiences, and almost always they've changed their life dramatically having survived it. Whether they've seen the light and had a conversation with a supreme being or haven't, it almost always is they change their life very dramatically. I actually had a near-death experience 50 years ago, and that was true for me. And one of the funny things I think about having a near-death experience is we've all seen movies in which the main character dies and goes to heaven or some sort of place in between. And it's all white. It's always a white cloud, white clothes, white this. And when I had my near-death experience, going on 50 years ago in October, I woke up and I was in white, wrapped in white. The walls were white, the ceiling was white. I went, I thought myself was an atheist, by the way. And a woman in white approached me, and I said, murmured to her, "Am I dead?" I don't think she answered, but she would put lemon drops on my lips, and I could taste them, and I went, "Guess not." 6 months later, I dramatically changed my life. I have been in psychotherapy from the age of 19 to I think I just turned 35. Could have been 36. I'm 85 going on 86 now, so give me a little leeway. When I left psychotherapy, I was not by any means in any, I was functioning. Let's put it this way. I was functioning, and I was on anti-anxiety medication, which I took with me to Los Angeles, where I eventually had a career as a writer in television and movies, which supported me enough for me to buy a home there and eventually retire. In Spanish, the word retire is joyera, joy, joyful person who's retired. Not so much in the United States, because there's fear, and that's one thing I want to talk to you about now. Get rid of any illusions you have about how you're going to live your old age, because I had illusions too. Okay, when I turned, I was pushing, going towards 80. I said, what I need is a dog. I hadn't had a dog in about 5 years. I had a wonderful dog that I loved and mourned for a very long time, because she grew older and started having issues. And unfortunately, I was still in the United States, and they changed the veterinary. You couldn't find a veterinarian. They were all like McVets, we call them, one size fits all vets. So I actually moved to Mexico for veterinary care, affordable veterinary care. A lot of people move to Mexico for medical care, affordable medical care, and affordable lifestyle. So I got this little puppy. I thought she would be a lap dog. It's really important when they say don't have any expectations. You will be disappointed. Better than not have any expectations. That's what I think about manifestation. You can manifest this, yeah, but is it going to be really what you want? And be careful what you wish for or manifest for. We get along. But she's very active, very willful, very independent, and she ain't cuddly. Oh God, she's not cuddly. So a few years later, like 8 years later, we began shopping around for a compatible dog for her. None of them were compatible. They either hated her or she hated them, or they wanted to. It didn't work out. But around that time, somebody put a puppy in my arms, walking down the street. Said, "You want this dog?" I went, "Okay." And I fell in love. And I thought the other dog, I didn't think she'd fall in love with it, but I thought my older dog would be the alpha dog. She would train this dog again. Expectations. Try not to have them. Dog hated her. And his, it was unbelievable. It was just unbelievable. And the poor little puppy would go, "Oh, hi, let's be friends." And they're like, "Get out of here, walk here." And I fell in love, and she did it 8 times a day. At any rate, that dog was killed in front of me. I had her, she was 5.5 months, so I had her about 4 months before she was killed. And I went into traumatic shock, and it was a very difficult time for me. And my health began to fail. And that was when I went, What does not kill you sets you free. When I became, I wouldn't say it was coherent, when I willed myself to change, to say, you must make a change now. And I made mistakes. I thought I was gonna have this old age with a cuddly little dog. No, I thought I was gonna have an old age with this crazy little puppy of mine. It was part Malinois, part lab, and would definitely, we were just 2 weeks away from me calling the trainer again. I'd seen her once, the trainer said she's too young for more than what we were doing. We taught her to sit and listen to me. That was it. She sometimes did. I knew that I had to change my life. And I had to stop having expectations of what would happen. And that is one of the things I think about aging that we all do. We have an expectation, and we're filled with a lot of worries. You know, when you get older, this will happen to you, that will happen to the other thing. Not necessarily. Not necessarily. Now, I do take medication to keep my cholesterol, LDLs, under 60, my advice for you. And I take, what do you call it? Losartan, for hypertension, which apparently I have, but I don't think I do, but I know I do. Every time I think, if I check my blood pressure, And now I cannot yet quite say it was a gift that the puppy was killed. No, it was not a gift at all. It was terrible. I felt I lost the joy of my life. And I knew that it was time to stop where I was and stop the kind of thinking I did, that I had any control over outcomes. I know, don't we just love that? That's the advice I want to give to all those billionaires. You think you've got control over this outcome, good luck. I looked on the map, and I went down and said, what is a city that has low altitude? And I went there, and that's where I am now today. Now, a lot of people say, well, I can't do that because I have responsibilities. What is your responsibility to yourself? When have we met our responsibilities to others and start having responsibilities for ourselves? I will tell you, it has a price. There is not a member of my immediate family who talks to me. They stopped talking to me 10 years ago and set me free because they were like, take it out. You know what I mean. If it happens to you, you know what I mean. That which does not kill you sets you free.